Kakadosh, Boker Or, Masechet Bava Metzia Daf Lamedhei, Amud Aleph, 35a1. We just were finished by speaking about that if right now we were talking about Rav Huna, that even a shomer that pays still has to come and swear that it's not by him. So how in the world then is he? If he just swore that it's not by him, how's he going to take it out then? How's he going to come and take out, right, this concept? So says the Gemara, if you're going to tell me right now that you still have to swear even after paying, and you have to swear that it's not going to be in your possession, so how in the world now are you going to take it out and all of a sudden disprove the guy? So why do we say they have to flip it? So Amar Rava says, no, that there was witnesses that it was going to be burned. If so, so how's the guy going to bring it out? Meaning, if there was witnesses that the object got burnt, how in the world is the guy going to take it out and disprove you? So for why do we have to flip the shivua from one person to another person? The guy can never disprove you. It was burnt. Elmaleh Rav Yosef, or rather Rav Yosef says, no, there was witnesses that got stolen. So since it was witnesses that got stolen, but it could still appear again, so because of that, it could still come back. So says the Gemara, sof, yeah, but where are you going to get it back from? If it was stolen, it was stolen. And says the Gemara, the tarach maitela, no, you looked for the ganav until you actually found it and you got it back. And then you're going to try to disprove the guy. So ask the Gemara, if so, ki mishtaba malve nami, when the malve is going to swear, also litrach love v'leti, the love will come and he'll also try to get it. And then he's going to prove that it's incorrect. Meaning, if you're going to come and tell me now that the entire swear is about the value, the other guy could also come and start looking for it and try to get it until finally try to disprove you. And we don't want that either. So Abaye says it's a gizera shema yiton v'yomar lo achar hashivua metzatiya. You know what? The guy could come and say, right, he's going to come and he's going to swear that he doesn't have it. And all of a sudden he gets caught with it. You know what's going to say afterwards? No, it was after I swore, I found it. It was afterwards. Keilu, you understand? Meaning that, keilu that he found it afterwards. But really, it was beforehand. Another answer, a third answer. Ravashi comes and he says, Zenishva v'zenishva. Each one of them have to swear. The malve has to swear that it's not in his possession, and the lova is going to swear how much was it worth. And this is what it means to say, who swears first? So the malve first swears, right, that he doesn't have it in his possession. Because if the lova is going to swear first, the other one comes and takes it out, and then he's going to disprove him. So because of that, we always want to make sure that nobody's going to swear falsely. So first the guy has to swear. That means they both have to swear. But one guy has to swear that he doesn't have it at all. And then the other guy could come and swear how much was the value. The value. Ravuna bar Tachliva Mishmed Rav Amar, Reisha de Seifa, right, is a tiyufta de Ravuna. The first part of the Seifa is actually a tiyufta against Ravuna. Because there it said that if a guy comes and he said that I lent you a sela, and the mashkon, the collateral, was worth 2 slaim, and the other guy says, no, it was 1 and 1, meaning I lent you 100, you lent me 100, and the collateral was worth 100. He's going to be patur. Now, if you're going to tell me according to Rav Huna, migud mishtaba, since he has to swear any way that it wasn't in his possession, he should also do gilgul shivua. You know what gilgul shivua is? Meaning, once you're already swearing on one thing, swear on this as well. By its own, I cannot obligate you an oath. But the fact that you're already swearing anyway, so swear about this as well. That's called gilgul shivua. So therefore,
last year, take this other thing.
Yes, exactly. You remember? So therefore we said, so by the way, also swear about how much is the value.
Kedushin 27b, I remember it well.
Very good. Kol hakavod, Richard. So the Gemara answers, Amar Ravashi. Ravashi comes and he says, Amrita lishmata kamed Rav Kahana. I said this right in front of Kahana. Amarli, and he says, Tehebe mamino, which means we're going to say that this part of the Mishnah is that the Lova actually believes him, right, that it's not there. That means he doesn't actually make him swear. He believes him. When the guy comes and he says, listen, it's not on my property, he doesn't make him swear. He believes him. Okay? So ask the Gemara, V'nehemye lovele mal v'nami beha kama yashaveh. So why doesn't he believe him back? How much is the value? So answers the Gemara, Lokim lebigvei. He wasn't sure. So since he wasn't sure, that's why he comes and he says, okay, swear about it. But he wasn't sure in the true value. Okay? So says the Gemara, okay, fine. Lo mehemele, he doesn't believe him. Sorry, v'nehemye mal v'lelo v'dikim lebigvei. He says, Lo mehemele, he doesn't believe him. Meaning, one guy believes the other guy, but the other one doesn't believe him back. Okay, so therefore that's what I mean. And since he was an expert, he wants him to swear. So ask the Gemara, why is it that the borrower believes the lender, but the lender does not believe the borrower? So answers the Gemara, the love, he comes and he says the pasuk that a tom lev of people is yashar, and therefore if not the person is nemam v'yashar, they wouldn't make him rich. So therefore malve mekayim bebalove v'silef bogdim yeshadem, which means like this. If the guy is rich, it means that HaKadosh Baruch Hu made him rich, which means that he's probably a trustworthy person. So therefore, he's going to believe him. But the other guy around, he says, why is the guy poor? He has to borrow money because he wasn't rich. That means that Kodesh Baruch Hu is going to be supposed to be not trustworthy. Exactly. Okay? Fine. 2 dots. Hau gavra de afked kefe gabe chavre. There was a person that he was mafkid nizamim. Nizamim are bracelets, right? Or rings, right? Like nose rings and that, right? Earrings, right? To his friend. So Amarle, he comes and he says, Havli kefai, give them back to me. Amarle, he says, Lo yadane chotvinu, I don't know where they are. I don't know where I place them. So Ata Lakmed of Nachman, he came from Nachman. Amarle, he says, Kol lo yadana pshiat. If you just say you don't know, that's already considered a negligence. So Zil Shalim, go and pay it. Lo shilem, he didn't pay. He went and he took the clothing from him. He took his mansion, his abdane, his armon, his mansion. Lesov at the end, ishtakach kefe, he found it. But they became more expensive, which means that the price went up. Right? Rav Nachman says, give them back. And then give back the mansion to the shomer. So it comes out that the mafkid is going to get the gain from the going up, and it went up in price.
Who gets the gain?
So that's what he's saying. The mafkid, the one that gave over the collateral, he's going to get this gain, right? The depositor. No, that's what you call it in English. The depositor. He's going to get the gain, right? So Amar Rava says, I was in front of Nachman. Upirkina mafkid hava, and the perek was perek mafkid. The amri, right? The amri lem. We said shilem if he paid. The lo ratzah lishav, and he doesn't want to swear. The lo adirli. Right? Rav Nachman didn't answer me. The Shapi Rav, and it's good that he didn't answer me. Why? My tama. Hatam lo treche lebedina. There, he didn't actually come and make him come to Bedin. But rather, he paid on his own. And the fact that he paid on his own, right, that's why he comes and he gets a kefil. But here, the fact that he brought him to Bedin, so therefore, he does not get the appreciating value. Meaning the fact that he already paid with the house, with the palace, I don't know what you want to call it, right? The fact that he had to bring him to Bedin to get out of him, he doesn't get the appreciating value. But in the other case, he went and paid on his own without Bedin. That's why he got the appreciating value, which is going to be the kefil. So lememra the savar of Nachman the shuma hadar. Are you going to tell me then that Rav Nachman actually holds that karka the bedin come when you have a land, the bedin come and they collect, right, as a debt, and it goes back, right, even afterwards? He says what? That's what Rav Nachman actually holds. So the Gemara Shana is different over there. The shuma b'teutava. It was a mistake, which means that when they came and they got the armon, it was a mistake because they thought that the earrings which got lost, right, are going. He's obligated to pay for it, and then at the end it came out that really be'emet they were at the beginning already from there, which means during the time when they already did the collection, right, the guy never came and wanted to pay for it, right, and therefore Rav Nachman actually paid that the nizamim go back, meaning the earrings go back to the thing, and means each one just gets his property back. But if you actually come and you collect a land for a debt, so it's considered like 100% like a sale, and therefore what happens is that the actually guy, he doesn't have to give it back. Meaning if Be'emet it was actually done, meaning it was a mistake from the beginning, that's why actually each one just gives it back. But if right now, so says the Gemara, Amri Nardai, and Nardai came and they said Shuma Hadar at Treisarial Cheshata. Do you know that the Shuma comes back until 12 months, which means that the valuation of Betin until 12 months they could do it. They could come and they could retract. My memory says, I'm from Narda, and I hold that Shuma Adar Leolam, that you could always go back. Meaning that as long as you actually get the money, you could always just pay it off and then you get back your property. What is halacha? Shuma Adar Leolam, you always get it back. That it's always good to do above and beyond the letter of the law. So says the Gemara, Pshita, it's obvious. If they come and they made an evaluation of a person that has a debt, and he comes and he actually made the evaluation. We're going to say lo adif at mi gavra datit mineh. It's not going to be better you from the person that you're coming from your koach, from your strength, which means just like the first malve comes and he's obligated to give you back the land because of asita shevetov. So do the same thing by you. So zabna, if you actually sold it, orta, or the guy died, v'yavem he gave it as a present. V'dayan mikara daita daranachud. For sure, he actually these 3 cases of buying it, inheriting it, or receiving it as a present, for sure he went down for that, and he didn't want the money. So therefore, in such a case, we cannot obligate him to give him the money because of Asita Yeshavatov, because if a person receives an inheritance, or he receives a present, or he buys it, he wants to keep it forever. It's not that, if it was a guy that he was continuing passing along the ball in order like to pay off a loan, so then that does make sense. You have to give it back, but these 3 people, they don't want that. They want to keep it for themselves. Yes, they get to keep it. Okay? They actually evaluated for a woman, and then what happens is that she gets married, or shamu minadi shavin seva, or they come, right, and they collected a land, right, to pay off something, and then she gets married, umeta, and then she dies, right? Baal b'niksei ishto lokeach avi. The husband in the property of the wife is considered a lokeach, a purchaser. So lo mi'adar v'lo mi'adrinan, right? It doesn't go back to him, and he doesn't take it out as well. Okay? The Amar Rabbi Yosef Bar Chanina says Rabbi Yosef Bar Chanina beusha itkinu and usha they instituted that a woman could sell her niksei meluk during the lifetime of the husband. Umeta, but if the husband dies, the husband takes it away from the lekuchot, which means mi'ikar adin, the goof of the nechasim actually belong to the woman, right? Mi'ikar adin belongs to the woman. The husband just has zechut in the fruits. Okay, fine. Agbe ihu bechove. If right now he's going to collect it, right, with his chov, which means if the betin didn't actually come and take it, but he actually collected it, it's a machloket Rav Acha Ravina. One of them says hadra goes back, and one of them says it doesn't go back. According to the mandamar that says that it doesn't go back, because he holds Aizvina Malyahu, it's a good sale. Because he did it on his own, meaning if he didn't even go through a betin and he gave the land, so it's kilu that he sold the land to the guy. But according to the mandamar that it does go back, he holds that it wasn't a good sale. So why did he take it and he didn't go to the bedin? Because he was embarrassed. Meaning that some people, they don't go to bedin because they're embarrassed. So he gave it to him. It's not that he's actually selling it to him. He just has no other choice. He's giving him the property, but it's not really a real sale. Okay? Right? 35b. So until when are you going to come and eat the fruits? Rabbi says, when you get the darchata in your hands. Remember the darchata is the start of the psak din, right? It's like the verdict, right? That you're allowed to come and you're allowed to collect the land. And Abaye says, edav v'chatumim zachin, when you have the witnesses which are going to be signed on the document, and Rava comes and he says, when they finish the days of the hachraza, which is basically when the beddin are going to come, and they're going to finish with the selling of the properties. Okay? Says the Mishnah.
The Shomer profits from the deposit.
So says the Mishnah. Mishnah Lamed Hamud Bet 35b. The Mishnah. Socher para mechavero. If you're going to rent a para from your friend, vishila leacher, and then you lent it to somebody else, and then meta kedarka, then it died kedarka. Yishava socher shemeta kedarka. The socher has to swear that it died kedarka. Ve'ashoel, and the borrower has to pay to the socher. Imagine.
Yeah, he's never allowed if you're a renter.
Very. One second, please. Yeah. So therefore, it comes out that right now I'm the renter, and then I lent it out. So I have to swear, right, that it died normally, and then the borrower has to pay me, right? Amar Rabbi Yosef says Rabbi Yosef, Ketzad hala says chora beparato shechavro. How do I start doing business with the para of my friend? I rented the para, and then I lent it out, and now I'm making the money? How does it work? I'm making money off of you? That doesn't make sense. Ela baradar, tachzor para lebe'alin. You have to give the para back to the owners. Okay? And therefore, obviously, they're going to be the ones that make the money. So says the Gemara, Amale Ravidi Baravin Abaye. Says Ravidi Baravin Tabaye. Michdi, let us see. Socher, b'may le para. How does he acquire this para? B'shvua, with the oath. The name ale amaskil le socher. So the renter could tell, right? The one that's renting out could tell the renter, Dal ant v'dal shvuatech. Get out of here and get rid of your thing, which means I don't want you to give me a shivua. I'm going to go straight to the borrower. Right? Elmaleh says, what, you think that the renter acquires it with a shvua? Who acquires it the second the animal dies. Ushvua, so why do you have an oath? To appease the mind of the balabait. That's the only reason why you're making a shvua. Really, the second that the animal dies, it's yours. Right? It's just you have to appease him. So Amar Bizera says, sometimes it can happen that the owners, right, are going to pay a few parot to the socher. How does that work? Yeah, how does that even make sense? Right? So he says, Hechi dami. He says, Agra mine mea yome. Imagine right now he rented from him the para for 100 days. V'hadar shale mine tishin yome. And then Shimon came and he told Reuven, you know what, do me a favor, lend it to me for 90 days out of the 100 that you just rented it. And then after 90 days, I'm going to give it back to you, right, for 10 days. What happened was, Hadar agra mine timna niyonen. And then afterwards, he came and he borrowed it from him for another 8 days after the 90 days. Hadar shale mine shivin yome. Right? And then afterwards for 70 days. Umeta, and now it died, betoch yemeh she'elata. Right? Within the days of the 70 days. So therefore, it comes out that the owners have to pay a few times to the socher. Ta'kol she'ela u she'ela, because on every single borrowing, mechayev chad para, he's going to come and he's going to be chayav one para. So therefore, it comes out that now he has to actually come and pay a few times to the renters. So imagine the owner is paying to the renter a few parot. So ask the Gemara, Amale Ravach Ravina, Michti, let us see. Chada para he. It's only one para. Aile ve'apka apka mischiru va'aile apka mishela va'aile schiru. He said, I don't understand you. You're just taking it out from borrowing to renting, borrowing, renting. But it's only one para. So Elmaleh, he says, Umiita le para bena. Do you have the para over here? The name that you could say such a thing, meaning if the para was right here, you could say that. But the fact that the para died, you can't say that anymore because it's not here in front of us. Okay? So that was one halacha, which is something incredible. Right? Another halacha. More Baravashi comes and he says, right? En lo alehen ela shte parot. He only gets two parot. One for the she'ela and one for the schirut. Shum she'ela achati, shum, because it's all one name of renting and one name of borrowing. Right? So that's what he says here. The shum she'ela achati v'shum schirut achati. The she'ela kan legamre, the she'ela he clears it completely. And schirut, avedi ben schiruto, ma'ader lemera, and then he gives it back. So therefore it comes out that you only get two. One for the borrowing and one for the renting. Have a wonderful day.